All right, are you someone who is looking for the best free ways to find off-market real estate deals? So, of course, you'll want to stay until the end because I'm going to go into the practical steps and ways in which you can find these for free. Yes, FREE. All right, you know the next steps. Those of you on the YouTube, every Tuesday and Thursday, I drop this content where I really go into the practical ways of being an investor and entrepreneur in this industry. So you'll want to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And yes, I switched. Those of you who are able to visually see me, I've got a different attire on today. I believe these are flowers that are on my shirt. Just wanted to switch it up. What do you guys think? Go ahead and comment below on that. What do you think? So there's that. And those of you who are on other platforms listening in on this, leave that rating. It would mean the world. But also, even if you don't leave the rating, add this to your calendar for every Tuesday and Thursday. Tune in because Sterling will be dropping a episode for you. All right, so want to share this with you, but I do just want to mention one of our current mentees' success that they have had and really just identifying their purchase criteria, because one, it starts here, but one of the things that we allowed them to have is in 90 days their goal was to purchase their very first multifamily deal. And through helping them refine their purchase criteria, whether they were going to go single family, multifamily, land, they were still trying to figure that out. We helped in essence hold their hand to, okay, it seems to be more in alignment, and on their 81st day, that's where they was able to acquire their first multifamily deal. So congrats to you, Jake Calley, on that. So let's go ahead and drop right into the first approach or the first step that you can use to be able to find these off-market deals for free. And the first route is driving for dollars. And this is one of the most affordable, and it's free. All you have to do is just hop in your car, and it's very targeted too. And what you're doing is you're driving looking for properties that need work. And then from there is you'll do the next steps, which is find out who the owner is of that property and then give them your pitch that you're looking to purchase it. But that's the first step, is driving for dollars is the free method and looking for properties that need work. And this was the same process that I used to acquire my very first multifamily deal after shifting from scaling to close to about 150 single families. So ended up picking the near south side of Indianapolis, Indiana, because felt that that had some upside, and you could also get properties for very affordable prices, and there was still some good value to be done to those properties, so able to force the appreciation in that sense. And so just going back to that story is I hopped in my 2001 Honda Accord. Comment below if you are a fan of Honda. I love Hondas. Those things are great on gas mileage. And so I hopped in my 2001 Honda Accord, drove the south side of Indianapolis and looked for properties that needed work. And I drove past this one in particular that the parking lot looked like an alligator's back. If you don't know what an alligator's back looks like, you can Google search it and you'll see. And then the signage was very outdated. It was just a very bland property. And then also, I believe there was actually a grocery cart that was on one of the parking blocks. So very distressed. And then from there is I just took the next route because all this is public record, you guys, and the owners of these properties. Sometimes it's owned in an LLC and you have to take a additional step in order to find that. But most of the time these are owned in a individual's name. And then that's when you search using different directories out there. There's Been Verified, there's TruePeopleSearch.com, there is white pages, there's free ones, there's paid ones. Those ones that I've mentioned are I'm not affiliated with them, just got to make that disclaimer. And then from there is you find that person's contact information, whether it is their mobile number, their landline, their email, or you've got their primary residence so you can send direct mail. But in this case, for this particular deal, actually just simply picked up the phone and then let them know that, hey, looking to buy your property. And I remember right from the beginning, they said, if you are not willing to put down $50,000 earnest money, we do not need to continue this call. And so what I've learned is it is all sales. And instead of saying, oh, well, I don't know if would you be willing to do $10,000, $25,000 or let's say $1,000 down, then I said that no problem, we'll definitely get that taken care of. And then I started asking additional questions. And if you want more insights or the types of questions to ask, go ahead. Just below there is a link to the script. Just below this content that you hear here, whether it's video or it's audio, just below there's a link. So from there is continued the conversation and listened for certain triggers that they were motivated. One is the property was close to about 60% occupancy. They were running it into the ground. And then the next motivation was one of the buildings actually experienced a fire damage. One of the residents was actually cooking chicken and it just ended up just getting out of hand. And then the entire building, one of the buildings, a section of the building actually was completely down. And then also they were shifting from being a debt collector to shifting from being an operator to a debt collector. So these were all motivations that was a sign that, okay, this person wants to sell their property and we can get it at a good price. And then from there, that's when we started the negotiations and was able to get seller financing. So we put $200 down and bought it for $900,000, and they provided a loan in essence of $700,000. So that was that first deal, and it all came from the driving for dollars approach. One thing I want to mention is that as a disclaimer, this was not the very first time that I hopped in my car and drove past this property and that was a home run from that. No. There was a lot of work that led up into that, constant rejection, and then ended up getting that. So that's one expectation I do want to set. So the first free route to finding off market deals is driving for dollars. The second is networking. Getting yourself out there, attending local meetups, being on sites, forums, joining communities, and there are deal finders out there. And just telling everyone what you do, your buying criteria that you have, and then people will start to send you deals. And that is one free approach. And when I made the transition from construction to single family home investing, I used to work at this popsicle shop, and not many people actually know this. I worked at a popsicle shop that was organic popsicles. It was very good. But the owner actually sent me a lead of someone they knew that was looking to sell their property. And this was a deal I absolutely butchered, by the way, and did not acquire it because one mistake I went out there is that I walked through the property, had no clue what to actually even look for. What renovations I walked through, and everything looked fine. Sent it out to the buyers that I had because I was looking to wholesale the deal, and that they said, did you look at this, and this, meaning the mechanicals? And no, I did not. So I had to go back and renegotiate, and we went back and forth, and then finally we settled on the price. And I met the seller at a Burger King. Yes, a Burger King. And I was going through the purchase agreement, the contract, and I kept stuttering, and they got cold feet and just left. So that was the very first deal that I got from Elite, and it was a good deal, but I messed it up. So there's that. And then the next one after that came from an individual I met at a meetup that I actually acquired. That this was no money out of pocket. This was my very first deal in which my mentor had funded the purchase price as well as the rehab. And that's how I was able to get my foot in the door. And that was a free way, and it was off market. So those are two ways: driving for dollars. And then the second is the networking aspect, the power of networking. And if you're an introvert, you just got to get yourself out there or possibly find someone who complements that weakness. But it just comes down to how committed are you? And I know you are committed. So that's that. And then the third is, of course, once you've gotten this property address, let's say on the front end, you've taken the driving for dollars approach. And as I had already alluded to, is that you want to use these databases such as TruePeopleSearch.com, let's say Been Verified, there's White Pages, there's Speakio, so many that are out there. You want to find who the owner is of the property, and then from there you want to simply do the outreach. So those are all the free ways, no money out of your pocket, to be able to find off-market deals. One, driving for dollars. Just simply hop in your car and look for properties that need work. And then the second is network. And you can just stick to those two from the beginning, and then you can start to build up on that. But you wouldn't want to, of course, go into a scenario where you're trying all these different things and starting to spread yourself thin, where you're doing 10% here, 10% effort here, 20% effort here, 10% effort here. And then that's where you could end up getting in trouble. So we'd love for you to go ahead and comment below on what has been your biggest takeaway from this video on what is something that you did not know that you could do as a free way to be able to find these off-market deals. And then also lastly is, those of you on the YouTube, you know the next steps. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, because I definitely want you to be informed moving forward. And everyone on other platforms, just add this to your calendar. On Tuesday and Thursday, Sterling has new content coming towards you. And also, as just a giveaway, I enjoy always being of value to you all. There is a free guide that is just below as a way for you to get started in the industry. And even those of you who are even a little bit further along in your journey, I give some case studies as well as how I was able to scale so quickly in my business. So definitely below, you'll want to get that link to that guide. And appreciate you all so much. Keep being awesome. All right.